I want to get to the last topic I wanted to touch on with you, which is Arch Manning. Okay? So knowing that Oklahoma and Texas have picked up the number one quarterbacks in 2021 and 2022 respectively, do you believe that an Arch Manning is there for the taking for an Oklahoma who's going to have that off year in 2022 with Ewers? Or do you think that, Texas gets involved based on what the season might look like? Or, like what I think, he's silent commit to Ole Miss and or LSU depending on who recruits him the best?
I think he's going to be an SEC kid, personally.
Okay.
I think just when you look at the family, Eli played, Payne went to Tennessee, but Eli stayed at Ole Miss.
Right.
The father,
right.
Obviously his legacy there. I just don't see anybody else being able to come in and disrupt that. Now, I'm a personal believer that we're going to head to a world of realignment where I don't even know what the realm of football is going to look like, or if it's even going to be SEC.
It's a good point.
So, I think it might even be more regionalized at that point. But I just think he's going to stay in that particular region. Now, when you look at a prospect, and I think that's where the positive side of whether you want to call it nepotism or whatever is somewhat valid, because it's like this kid is getting all of the training and all of the knowledge transfer from his family, from the, Isidore Newman programs, no joke down there in New Orleans. We know what they've produced.
The Greenies.
Beckham Jr. Yeah, he's going to be in a tremendous spot, and he already naturally has that size where you can tell he's going to be 6'4", over 200 something pounds, and we talked about the how you grade quarterbacks and prognosticate, but right. I just think that he's going to stay in that region personally.
No, and I'd agree with you. I think it's interesting to talk about because there's another kid on my radar that I'm paying attention to is Pop Watson. He's out of Massachusetts, though, and they're not getting a lot of love because Massachusetts high school football. But when I watch his tape and I watch him sling it, he, for me, is the kind of player that Jalen Milroe is. He's the kind of player that Spencer Rattler is. He just needs to grow a little bit more. He doesn't have size yet, but he's also just like Arch, a true sophomore. And the issue, well, they're all true sophomores in high school, RJ, shut up. Right. The issue is going to be
2023 class.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Is he's got the Manning name, and that's what people are going to want to recruit. And when name, image, and likeness becomes real, that's going to be fascinating for me to watch because he's going to have his uncles and his dad Coob and his granddaddy all on board, and I can't wait to see how that goes down because he might be the most bankable quarterback in the history of the sport by the time this is all said and done before he sets foot on campus, let alone takes a snap under center. So if people think that this is going away, just look at that kid. And that's the reason I wanted to talk with him.
I agree. I do think to the name and image likeness point, no family knows how to market themselves better than the Manning family across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is, when you look at now the third generation, if you will, it's incredible to see what's going to happen. But shout out to Quinn Ewers and name, image, likeness with the blonde mullets and see how that goes if he keeps that going with at South Lake Carroll.
Yeah, man, the marketing is real, and I'm also to this point to where I believe that not only do you need realignment makes college football a more national sport instead of so regional. One of the things that I actively root against is people just caring about their team, right? I got a team, you got a team. I love football, right? I'm gonna watch football, so I get all kinds of folks telling me what I should or shouldn't be doing on this platform, and I'm going, yo, man, if you want to talk ball, I'm here to talk ball. But the problem that we have, though, is because we're so regional, people only want to talk ball as it relates to where they live. Whereas you get realignment and you get a national playoff of the caliber of 16, 24 teams on par with the FCS, everybody cares about college football again because everybody knows they got a shot to win the whole damn thing, just like in the NFL. Nobody expects, let's say the Philadelphia Eagles, because I'm a Dallas fan, right? To win the Super Bowl, but damn it, when they get there, everybody cares, and I'm like,
right?
What? How does that? I got to deal with this now. I didn't have enough to deal with. I got to deal with Philly winning a Super Bowl before. Anyway, that's why the NFL matters, right? And I can't understand the fiefdoms, if you will. Like, there's more money out there if that's what drives you. If money's what drives you, there's more money to be had, and y'all are just trying to be like, no, I want to keep what's on my plate. I mean, am I wrong here?
No, you're not. And talking about y'all's guy, Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. So I'm from the DC area.
Okay.
So I'm very familiar with Gonzaga and good counsel. And I've said this on my channel before because this is well before the Quinn Ewers commitment. And this is actually the video we did after Caleb Williams committed to you guys. Mm-hmm. Did he pick y'all over Bama?
LSU, Maryland.
Okay. Yeah, Maryland. So Maryland was in there, right? And so people are like, saying whatever about Caleb Williams. And I'm like, guys, like the WCAC, go look at Pro Football Reference and look at the high schools of NFL players, current and former, that came from that area. And also look at, if you go on 24/7, you filter whatever website you use to filter high school prospects and whatnot. Mm-hmm. That area has always been rich in talent. I think we sometimes get a perception as we produce hoopers. But Caleb Williams,
that you deserve that. Prince George County, come on, man. You deserve that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
No.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But I'm saying, like, it's talent rich on both sides.
Right.
It's talent rich on both sides. And the level of competition there, because my point is people were talking about level of competition being an issue, where I'm like, if you've seen him on the camp circuit, if you've seen him perform over and over again, the way he throws, somebody in the chat brought up Russell Wilson earlier, of me not using him as an example, but that was who he was actually comped to on there, although he's bigger than Russ was at that age. So I just believe that when you talk about the regionalized thing, it's really fascinating. And I think high school football plays into that too, because you look at high school football in Florida, you look at high school football in Texas, you look at high school football state of California, the way that people care about it in those regions, just because you care about it more doesn't mean your product's better per se, but in terms of the crop that's coming out of those regions, but players are coming from all over. You just mentioned somebody from Massachusetts, right? So I'm all for realignment, baby. That's where I'm going.
Hey man, Chase Young is from the DMV. Anthony McFarland is from the DMV. Like we can go through a bunch of kids that absolutely 100% can ball in DMV because football is America's pastime. Ladies and gentlemen,
Alabama lives up there, man. Trayvon Diggs. Shoot.
Hey, New Jersey with Minka Fitzpatrick. Yeah, no, we could do, like, if you just recruited New Jersey, you ought to be able to have a top 25 program. It's that, like, they're that good. And I keep looking around going, why isn't Rutgers good? And it's because Michigan keeps going in there to get dudes. Every once in a while, Ohio State goes in there to get dudes. And I'm like, meanwhile, Oklahoma got its first Ohio State signing in the history of Ohio State in 2017, right? That's Josh Proctor.
Wow.
It's like that, And yet this state, we love football. Steven, tell everybody where they can find you, dog.
Fanatic Perspective, guys, on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And we have fun. We just like RJ, does on your platform. I appreciate you, bringing me on. And the last thing I want to say is, everybody subscribe to RJ's channel. I appreciate you giving me the platform to speak and us. And this is a lot of fun, just talking back and forth and, giving a little banter. Mm-hmm. But you're at right now about to cross over 50K. And so for the college football community, for those of us in the YouTube community, a rising tide raises all ships, and you're the tide, bro. And, you've raised our community, just us having this collab. So Fanatic Perspective, we are on YouTube. We're getting ready to be on all, podcast platforms, but I'm just so thankful for what you've been able to do, and congrats. Let me be the first to say congrats on when you cross over to 50.
Oh man, Steven, I appreciate you, dude. What's the Twitter? Twitter is
@FanPerspective. I haven't spelled a certain way because Twitter only allows me a certain amount of characters, but you'll have the links there as well.
Right, and I'm going to have all of this in the description. I've tried to drop the channel into the chat. Steven is awesome. The show is fun. They are going ham at Fanatic Perspective. I'm lurking every now and again, and I sincerely appreciate I just appreciate you, bro. Two black men talking about college football on YouTube just ain't regular. It ain't regular.
It's not. It's not. In the regions that we're in. Right. And so what we've been able to do here is special, brother, and let this be the first of many conversations we have going forward.
Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. I will see you tomorrow. Deuces.